All right, welcome everybody. This is Ken here with Binary Pro Strategies. Many of my members have been asking about how I'm doing with the daily setups and if I'd be glad to share how I've been trading them. And I want to go ahead and I want to show you that. Yeah, I do trade the dailies. And one of the things, the whole reason that I even got involved trading dailies, it's certainly not something that I like to do. I do feel there's a lot more opportunity trading 5 minutes, but I do have a lot of requests for the dailies. And the question is, do the patterns work? Do the patterns that I offer in the core package, do they work on dailies? Do they work on other time frames? And the answer is yes. And so I want to show you how I've done with it over the last month to show you that it actually does work and works quite well. Now, all I did this month is I have a total of 5 different patterns, and I traded one of the patterns about 90% of the time, and I had a second pattern that I traded the other 10% of the time. So it's really a combination of 2 patterns, but one was dominant over the other, and I'm going to show you how I did for the whole month. So I just kind of took snapshots as I went. All these trades that you're seeing here are put out at night. I put them out at night. I'll put the trades on at night and they expire the following day. Now, keep in mind that everybody's results are going to be different, because when I see the setup at night, I put the trade on. Some of the folks may not look at the setups for an hour or two, so they may be getting a better fill. Maybe they may not get as good a fill. So in other words, maybe they're getting better premium than I'm getting. Maybe they don't get as good as premium as I do. So it's going to vary, but I think overall, most everybody should be pretty much coming out with a same type of results. The other thing is I'm going with whatever the market will offer me at the time, so I'm taking market orders. I do have those that do price their orders in. They want to make at least, they're either going to be buying it at 48 or selling it at 52. I have those that just put in their limit orders, and if they get filled, great, and if they don't, they don't. I don't have those results. I wish I did. I'd like to see any member that has that. I'd like to see the results for the month. But I don't do that. What I do is I'm going to take whatever premium they offer me, and I'm going to go with that. So, but the key is that how have they done on a one contract basis? There's a lot of people that are skeptical you can't make money trading one lots, but the answer is you can. Now, let me also say that I also believe that using adjusting size is going to be very important with these dailies. At some point I'm going to have to adjust size. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but right now trading one lots have done very well, and I'm going to continue on with one lots. Now, once my account, this particular account, I went ahead and I funded it with a small amount of money, because most people don't have $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 to invest. So I opened up a separate account, separate from my my 5-minute account, and I just put in a little bit over $500. I think it was like 515, 520. I can't remember what I put in there, but it was a little bit amount. And I wanted to see how it'd do just trading the daily setups, just taking, like I said, a couple of the patterns, trading one lots, and just following it out and seeing how it did for the whole month. My game plan is I'm going to continue to do one lots, and once I hit 1,500, I'm going to start trading 2 lots. And if it drops down to 1,000, I'm going to go back to 1 lots. So I'm going to use that for right now. A little bit different strategy than I use with my 5 minutes. But as I gather a little bit more data, eventually I'm probably going to start doing, I'm going to use the same money management approach that I use for the 5 minutes. But I'm not there yet. I need to get a lot more data under my belt in order for me to show that I can do that. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be able to be done with my regular strategy that I use for adjusting size with the 5-minute binaries. But right now I'm just doing one lots. I'm going to see how far I can take this with one lots. So what I did is just kind of did snapshots throughout the month, and I wanted to show you kind of, this was day 1. You can see I'm just still doing one lots here. And really with $500 in an account, you can't trade all the patterns. it doesn't give you enough. So that's another reason why I decided to go with just a couple, because you may get a lot more trades than you have available funds. So if you're doing a very small account, you want to be selective, and that's something that we can talk about once you purchase the core package. We could talk about what patterns that I like to trade and so forth. But just keep in mind that if you're going to start with a very small account, 500 to me is very small, and I think that that's a pretty reasonable amount to start with, doing one lots. But you also have to be careful. You can't be trading 5 different patterns, because if they all have a trade, you may have quite a few positions on. So you just got to be real careful about that. But nonetheless, so we showed day 1. Let's go to, this was day number 6, I think it was. Yeah, day number 6. I was just kind of doing snapshots along the way, but you can see, I'm up to $592. Still doing one lots. I was kind of not real consistent with this because I'm just overwhelmed with other things, but nonetheless, you can kind of get the idea. And all these trades obviously are put out the night before, so everybody knows what the setups are. Let's see, that was just a settlement, I think. Yeah, that was a settlement for that particular day. Let's go to day 8. There we go. Had only a couple trades on day 8. Day 9. Keep in mind, some of these may have settled, even though they may show a profit, they may have settled as a negative. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm up to 774 after day 9. Day 10. Came down a little, down to 706. Yeah, I don't know how this settled here, so we'll find out. Let me go to settlement. I actually do have settlement. Okay, so this actually settled pretty well on the day, up to 826. And then we go so forth. There's day 11. What is that? Yeah, that's day 11 out of the month. 766. You can see kind of where I'm at here. But let's take a look at settlement on this. 766. How did that day end out? Because you can see some are underwater here. And I'm up big day. So they pretty much all settled profitably, even though they partly in the day you can see they were down. That's the other thing. The beauty of the way that I trade is once I put a position on the night before, I don't use stops. I just let it expire. So it's a very easy process for people to do. It's not something you have to manage. You don't have to watch your trades and so forth. The same way that I do the 5 minutes. Once I'm in a 5-minute trade, I let it go to expiration. Stops will not work here, folks. You will end up losing more if you try to put in stops with binaries. You have to capture as much premium as possible, which means you have to carry it into expiration. If you cannot have that kind of discipline, then it's probably not a method you want to trade. Okay? So, but I just know this is, to me, this is the best way that I've seen it work. So I always carry everything in expiration. No stops. Let it go to expiration. These are options, so you don't have to worry about putting in stops. Okay, this is day 14. Came down a little bit on day 14, day 15, 819, day 15. Came up, settled, came up. Actually, I think this is day 16. It says 15, but it's actually day 16. I think it was day 16 or something like that. Up to 917. This is day number 20. I believe it was day number 20. On the 19th. And then finally on the 30th. This is how I ended up the month at 918. So started off really strong. Had a little pullback. Came back. Not quite at my all-time highs, but pretty well. That may have been 918 may have been the highest. I think I got up a little bit higher than that. So the thing is, I'm going to do going into the month of May. I'm going to continue to trade with one lots. I'm going to see if I can get this up to 1,500 on one lots. If I do, like I said, I'm going to go to 2 lots. If it drops below 1,000, I'm going to go back to 1 lot. So we'll continue to track this out. We're going to do another recap at the end of the month, see how this account goes. So I'm still optimistic, but cautiously optimistic, because I haven't traded the dailies long enough. But I think one thing it does show is that the patterns do work in other time frames, and I think that's the most important thing to get out of this, is that the patterns that I teach in the core strategy, in the core method, not only do they work on the 5-minute time frame, they also work on dailies, which once again shows that the patterns really do expose, and they do expose the way these markets do move. All markets move in the same way. It doesn't matter if it's a 1 minute, a 5 minute, a daily, a weekly, monthly, a yearly, whatever. They all have the same type of movement. Okay, and that's something that I teach you in the core package. So I didn't do any crystal ball trades. I didn't do any 5-minute trades. These are all strictly dailies. Put them on at night and let them go. If you're interested in this, once again, 2 ways you can do it. Obviously, if you get the core package, you know exactly how to do it yourself. But I do also put the setups out every night for my members to make it easy for them, to show what I'm showing as the strike price, and then I place my orders. Or if you want to do the trial, these daily setups are also available in the trial. So if you just kind of want to just see the charts, share the 5-minute charts, you can see those. But also I do put out the 5 minutes. I do put out the dailies at night as well, so you can track those as well. So that's available in the trial membership. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Kind of excited about it, but once again, we'll wait and see how this thing ends up at the end of next month. And I'm pretty confident that that it's going to end up doing well. I like the patterns that I'm trading on it. Some do appear to be better than others, but once again, I'm just trading 2 that I really like, and I'm going to continue that approach going into the month of May. And then at the end of May, we'll take another look here and see how the dailies are holding up. So that is it. Hope this was informative. And any questions, just shoot me an email at ken@binaryprostrategies.com. Be glad to answer those for you. And that's it. So looking forward to another great month. We shall talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.